empty fire water hydrants, empty reservoir, a mayor who went to Africa despite multiple warnings, and a governor who every single thing he touches turns into a sewage-filled septic tank disaster travesty. It was all planned. The worst fire in LA history, the Pacific Palisades, horrific brush fire, which to this day has not had a single brick has been allowed to do a rebuild. I'm going to share with you this brand new breaking news finding of Senate Bill SB 549. Also, I've got a clip of this ridiculous LA City Councilman, Imelda Padilla, actually asking LAPD on information that she can provide to people to warn them about ICE. California is going down the absolute crapper. And then the biggest cover-up in Oval Office history. James Comer and the Oversight Committee, I'm going to share with you an exclusive moment where Anthony Bernal takes the fifth. You won't believe the questions that he is asked. We also have a quick update to this insane letter from the assassin of the Minnesota politician, Vance Bolter. It's just been released. I'm going to tell you what that entails. Also, Crowds on Demand CEO Adam Stewart says he was offered $20 million to recruit anti-Trump posters. You don't want to miss that. And then finally, the Democrats touring Alligator Alcatraz. They were doing all sorts of shady things to make it seem like Alligator Alcatraz was a lot worse than it actually was. I've got proof from the actual people who worked there. You're not going to believe this. But first, I want to share this video right here. This is Spencer Pratt, who lost his home in Pacific Palisades, and he just found out exactly what just happened, and I think he explains it amazing in this viral video. Watch.
The California Senate has passed SB 549, granting LA County authority to purchase fire-destroyed lots for minimal costs and convert them into low-income housing, directly contradicting Mr. Gavin Newsom's previous assurance to homeowners that such government-driven property conversions wouldn't happen. It enables cities and counties to allocate property taxes to infrastructure districts from January 2026, mandating 40% affordable housing. It authorizes LA County to create a resilient rebuilding authority. There's so much information. It strips local control, creates a county authority that overrides city community decisions on rebuilding after the wildfires, centralizing power away from locals. An example, the Pacific Palisades input ignored. Enables rezoning without input, allows rezoning for resilient, that's what it's called, projects like infill housing, transit without full resident approval. Displacement risk authority can buy land bank properties, offering first look to originals, but if unaffordable families lose homes forever, forces low-income housing mandates seen as unconstitutional takings by critics, overdevelopment dangers, pushes dense reconstruction and economies of scale, potentially overcrowding neighborhoods, straining infrastructure, and all the, I don't know what any of, honestly, this all says, but let me tell you my takeaway from this bill and why I don't even need to keep reading. The people that are in charge of this bill, they're the people in charge of letting the whole town burn down, okay? You can say whatever you want, but all their decisions, all their negligence, all that's why we have no town in the Palisades. Why would we ever have them in charge of rebuilding what they let burn down?
What a huge shock. Gavin Newsom, the American psycho haircut that passes for a man. When trees, this is my saying now, I'm going to make this into a t-shirt or something. I have to. I'm going to trademark this. Don't anybody steal this. When trees breathe, oxygen is released. When Democrats breathe, they pollute the air with raw sewage lies every single time. It's been 6 months since you've had a rebuild and you haven't allowed one single homeowner to rebuild. You've permitted the crap. You told Donald Trump, you told our president, you were going to relinquish all the red tape and make it easier and streamline things. It's been anything but. As if that wasn't bad enough. Look at this right here. LA City Councilman Imelda Padilla. Listen to the nerve she has to ask the LAPD police chief about where ICE agents are. Look at the attitude, the entitlement. This is why LA is going down the absolute sewer water.
I'm asking a
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
creativity question here. What can your department do to do more to warn us, to warn the business community that outside of our LA borders, coming in from Inglewood, coming in from Antelope Valley, I don't know, you can warn us so that we can warn our folks in the spirit of your loyalty to the city of Los Angeles?
So you're asking me to warn you about an enforcement action being taken by another agency before it happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Why not?
That would be obstruction of justice. You may want to talk to the city attorney about that.
Where's the city attorney? Aren't they here? I see her officers. Where's she?
We'll hear from the city attorney after we hear from LAPD. We can revisit it then.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, they're en route. We know they're coming. We know they're coming to bring disruption. There's no way that we can know.
No, I can't. I don't know how to even respond to that.
Wasn't she just here? Who took her? Where did she go?
We'll come back. She had to attend to some other business, but we can come back. We'll give you the opportunity to ask her that
I need to
question
know.
directly.
Yeah, we don't do that. We're not gonna broadcast for, like, the FBI is looking for a terrorist suspect, say, right? Are we gonna tell, hey, the FBI is coming looking for you?
Yeah, but see, there's a difference between
there's a
someone's
difference,
coming
but I'm
because they're
using
gonna,
that.
go get.
I'm using that as an example, but no, we're not allowed to do that. That would be completely inappropriate and illegal.
She rolls her eyes. These hypocrites, I mean, they have no respect. They have no sense. I mean, just common sense. You should know that as the LA City Council person. You don't need a city attorney. You don't broadcast, here comes law enforcement, criminals. Hey, criminals, you want a little bell and go through downtown Los Angeles? Hey, criminals, everybody, here's your warning. You want to do air raid sirens? I mean, what is wrong with these people? It drives me absolutely crazy. Shame on you. Shame on you, Imelda Padilla, for actually having the audacity to ask the chief of police to give up law enforcement officers. Now they want to pass a new law having it mandatory that ICE agents cannot wear masks to protect their families, protect their identities, because attacks on ICE agents have risen over 800% because of people like this in charge. It is a national travesty. You all deserve karma times 1,000%. Okay, in our next story, we have the biggest cover-up in Oval Office history. This is the guy who literally was in charge of the auto pen. Watch this moment right here. Asked very simple questions, and he hid behind the Fifth Amendment. This is Anthony Bernal, Dr. Jilski's second husband, and the guy everybody suspects was the main guy in charge of the auto pen. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see right now could be the guy who was running the country for the past 4 years before January 20th, 2025. Watch.
Mr. Bernal, did you ever advise President Joe Biden to pardon his son, Hunter Biden?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Thank you. We're going to go off the record real quick. Okay, we'll go back on the record. Mr. Bernal, was President Joe Biden fit to exercise the duties of the president?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Bernal has invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Mr. Bernal, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
Mr. Bernal, did any unelected official or family member of President Joe Biden execute the duties of the presidency?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer the question pursuant to my Fifth Amendment rights under the Constitution.
How can you not say no to that? How can you not say no? Has any family member of Joe Biden's, were they ever in control of the United States government? I mean, these are simple questions. Were you in charge of the auto pen? How can you not say no? I go back to Mark Furman. Did you ever tamper with evidence? Does the LAPD tamper with evidence? You don't take the fifth. You say, hell no, we don't tamper with evidence. I mean, it's insane to me. I can't wait to get your thoughts on it. Okay, in our next story, here is the letter that was just released from the Minnesota politician double assassination by Vance Bolter, who essentially put in his letter that Tim Walz wanted me to unalive Nancy Klobuchar. It was all Tim Walz. Remember this guy? We forgot about this guy. Where did this guy go? He just kind of left the news cycle for a while. Well, apparently this has been released, this double letter. It's a 2-page letter that he released, and he is implicating Tim Walz. He says, Tim Walz wanted me to unalive Amy Klobuchar. Tim wants to be a senator. I told Tim I want nothing to do with it, and if he didn't call off the plan, I would go public. My God, why are these hypocrites just absolutely consumed with this is the most violent party in the history of America. We have a domestic terrorist group called the Democrats. I mean, these guys are all nuts. Am I crazy? Let me know in the comments what you think. Speaking of crazy Democrats, so those No Kings protests and all that garbage, we all knew it was completely fake. Look at this clip that I found of Crowds on Demand CEO Adam Swart, who says he was offered $20 million to recruit protesters for anti-Trump protests during an interview that he had. He's discussing the ones that are upcoming for July 17th when he made this comment. Check this out.
The organizers of the July 17th demonstrations approached you?
Interests aligned with the organizers of the July 17th movement have approached us. And in fact, we rejected an offer that probably is worth around $20 million.
$20 million?
Correct. I mean, this is a nationwide thing, right? It's not to say I would have made $20 million personally, but the value of the contract would have been worth around that amount nationwide to organize huge demonstrations around the country. But personally, I just don't think it's effective. So it's not I'm not trying to call myself virtuous for rejecting it. What I'm saying is I'm rejecting it not because I don't want to take the business, but because, frankly, this is going to be ineffective. It's going to make us all look bad.
So I asked Swart who exactly offered him the $20 million. That, of course, was the natural question, but he says he would not say, says he does not talk about who exactly his clients are, that it would be bad for business, and he's been in business for 15 years, and he has to turn down a lot of contracts.
I think we all know who is offering him money for those contracts. I mean, they're anti-Trump rallies. Who else could it be? It's got to be the Soroses, the Holly Weirdos, the Obama cabal. You know, Obama's making billions. Ever since he left office, his book deal, his Netflix deal, speaking engagements, God knows what else, insider trading, I'm sure. I mean, this is all being funded by that entirety of that organization, which he is the head of the Democratic deep state, 1 billion %. Okay, in our last story, just to kind of be rolling on the hypocrite train, Democrats touring Alligator Alcatraz were pointing thermometers at light bulbs in order to make it look like the inmates were experiencing sweltering conditions. You can't make this stuff up. Watch.
Were some of these politicians trying to create controversy where they're like, making things up or exaggerating?
Absolutely. I think probably one of my favorites was an individual had a thermometer, an infrared thermometer that they actually pointed at a light bulb, and it was 110 degrees, and it was, I knew it was 110 degrees. I said, let's actually pull that down to where the ambient air is at.
We know they didn't like the toilet system.
Yeah. Yeah, so the toilet system, you showed that already. And, this is a standard mock-up toilet system that is in any secured facility. Again, we meet and exceed either the national standard or the state of Florida standard, whatever is a higher level. We meet or exceed that standard.
And these inmates, Kevin, these are well-fed inmates. There's no one starving to death.
Yeah, that might be one of my favorites, Jesse, is number one, it was a gray turkey sandwich. Well, she was about 6 feet away from that turkey sandwich box that was in a wrapper that I don't know how she could tell it was gray. However, think about it like this, Jesse. Individuals that go to a hospital, individuals that go and get Michelle Obama's lunches are getting the exact same thing. But then she turned around and asked, as a part of that same question, if they want second portions, can they come and get it? So it's either gray and it's too nasty to eat, or it's okay and can I get second helping?
I don't know about you, but it looks like a state-of-the-art facility to me. They're probably getting well-fed, beautiful conditions, brand new. It's brand new, literally brand new beds, brand new sheets, brand new facilities, brand new mess hall, brand new bathrooms. I mean, it's so abominable. I can't wait to get your comments on all this. As always, if you love America, please tap that thumbs up. Our mission here is to make common sense go viral. It only takes you a second, but it helps us out immeasurably, and it's free. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.